Florida is the lightning strike capital of the United States, and for thousands of years, lightning-induced wildfires have managed Florida ecosystems by naturally burning native plants and clearing dead forest undergrowth out, keeping the forest healthy and causing species to grow back more resilient, similar to mowing one's lawn.
Hi, my name is Brent Salisbury. I'm one of the land managers here at UCF. Today we're doing a prescribed fire in our Music Flatwoods Arboretum community. We started the test fire around 10 o'clock, and we started in the backing fire section, and that's where the fire is backing against the wind. So on the east side we started the fire. It was successful. The burn boss said it was successful, so we're going to continue.
Fire clears any competition for the native species, consuming all the litter on the ground, allowing space for seed growth and an open understory for flora like saw palmettos and ferns to flourish. If the canopy relationship is amiss with invasive plants taking all available sunlight, this will choke the natives and cause dying off, leading to forest decline and disruption of the ecosystem. These flatwoods are one of the most ecologically diverse habitats on the planet, featuring almost 30 endangered species like the gopher tortoise and the eastern indigo snake. Other species include deer, scrub jays, coyotes, turkeys, and bears.
Instead of 1 foot flame lengths, we're now seeing 3 to 4 foot flame lengths. And what we're going to do is we're going to let the fire back slowly, and it's going to eat up a lot of the vegetation, a lot of the duff, because this zone hasn't burned in 30 years. And that way we can consume fuels for hazard fuel reduction for future wildfires. And also from an ecological standpoint, we're getting a lot of diversity in flowers and grasses. So we're going to let this back in the next 30 minutes and see what it does.
Seen here is a pitcher plant being burned for the first time. The carnivorous plant lures insects into its long shaft where sticky walls nix any chance of climbing out, and digestive enzymes at the bottom degrade its prey.
You see the fire has gone through, and it burns, 2 to 3 foot flame lengths really slowly, but it consumed a lot of the surface fuel. And then when we dig down, because of the recent rains we got, the duff below is still really moist, and that'll allow the roots to survive fire. I wanted to talk about some of the adaptations to fire that these trees and shrubs have. This is a longleaf pine. It's probably about 80 years old. These trees love fire. They survive through fire through thousands of years, and some of their adaptations are this bark is flaky. So you see the fire was about 3 feet and it hit this and the bark flaked off. And underneath it is still a lot of water moisture, and it protects the cambium layer. So flaky thick bark is one of the features of this tree, and it loves fire. It also has branches that are self-pruned from fire.
Mike, is there any
So you see the closest branch is 30 feet up. So a 3 foot flame length will not affect the tree that's 30 feet high. Another benefit to pine trees and fire are the pine needles. So now that we have a blank canvas of new vegetation and less competition, the pine trees can drop their seeds. The seeds will land in the soil, any bare soil, and then they'll germinate. And then we'll have, a grass stage, a bottle brush, and then eventually a mature tree in the next 20 to 50 years. So we don't do any restorations in areas like this because we already have a dense population of pine. We let Mother Nature and we let the natural seeds do their work. So that's why we're burning today, is for restoration and also for fuels reduction for future wildfires.
Native Americans picked up on cyclical burning, regularly starting fires to manage the earth for better crops, hunting more efficiently, and in warfare. However, up until 1982, Florida's policy was to prevent any forest fires at all costs as a means of protecting humans due to the ever-expanding suburbia. Due to long-time fire prevention, this stunted forest growth and prevented the natural cycle from occurring, leading to unhealthy forests. This, in tandem with increasingly hotter temperatures and drier conditions from climate change, have led to more intense fires that pose an even greater threat to populated areas. By conducting controlled burns, land managers and urban foresters can lower the risk of these catastrophic events from happening. By planning small-scale fires, burn divisions are able to tackle small segments of land and help get it back on the natural burn cycle. As temperatures continue to climb and human population continues to encroach on natural land and fragment habitat, populated areas must take safe precautions to coexist harmoniously and lower the risk for disaster.